Greetings folks, Two and Proper here bringing you yet another in my series. And this is another unboxing. Oh wait a minute, I can't call this really an unboxing. I can't do that because I've already fired the weapon and I've had it for a couple days. Why don't we call it Delivered. The ATI FX45 1911 45 ACP pistol delivered. And here it is. Ooh, with a hammer back. The gun is unloaded, folks, so stow the tears. 1911 pistol, and you guys remember, I told you that the next time I got a 1911, since I traded my Ruger SR 1911, if you recall, in an effort to get the AK-47 that I presented to you not too long ago, and I told you that the next time I got a 1911, I wanted a genuine, all-blued, kind of military-style pistol, and here it is. And to prove to you that the gun is not loaded, empty, empty, and there you go. So here it is. This is about as basic and plain Jane as you can get, and that's exactly what I wanted. I felt funky having my first 1911 being this fancy, shiny stainless steel one with the fancy beaver tail and all this stuff that really doesn't mean dink. I mean, it's attractive, but for my 1911 and for something that has been so widely used over a whole 100 years of service, I wanted the ones that look closer to being the traditional ones so that I can say I have the basics and not just something fancy and dressed up. So here it is. This is about as basic and non-dressed up as you can get. Now let me back the camera off just, not up, back. Just a little bit here. This is a very basic pistol. There's no fancy beaver tail. This is just the regular grip safety that comes standard on any of those 1911s. The hammer is just a regular paddle hammer. And there's nothing fancy about that. Just a regular paddle hammer. Regular GI military serrations back here, just as you would expect on the standard issue. A small Tactical Imports logo right here, as well as the American Tactical 1911 written on the slide, but it's not too intrusive there. The grips are just mahogany, checkered, but not double diamond, very standard. Magazine release is right where you would expect it to be. The hammer is not a skeletonized hammer, it's just a traditional hammer. And it's got a very small safety, though it is a very nicely working safety. It's easy to engage and disengage. Trigger so far, trigger is very nice. I think it is about a 5 or a 6 pound trigger pull. And it is very, very crisp. And the reset is just as you would expect in your 1911. And then, so it operates very, very well. So far, so good. And folks, I don't mind sharing that I spent $367 on this gun from Bud's Guns, budsguns.com. And I am glad that I did. Because I wanted something very basic, and I did not want to spend a shitload of money. Now, if we look at the front of this pistol, it has the barrel bushing, as you would expect on your traditional 1911, so it is not a full-length guide rod. This is the short guide rod with the barrel bushing. Again, traditional design, just the way you would have seen in your Colt 1911 from years ago. Standard sights, dovetail, and blade. So there's nothing fancy there. This is plain Jane. And it is issue, by the way, all the way down to the lanyard loop back here. Now, I know there's going to be the know-it-all people going, they didn't issue ATI 1911s. Ah, blow me. You know what I mean. Anyway, this is a very good gun. I mean, this has been a very good gun, and I shot it for 100, and I'd have to say, let me get this box back. And I shot it for what I would have to say 113 rounds of 45 ACP. Some of them were reloads. 50 of them were reloads. And within those reloads, I had 2 failures to feed. I want to be sure that it's just the reload, so I'm going to have to take this gun back to the range and fire it some more with some other boxed ammo. My boxed ammo didn't go off on me like that, but the reloads did. Still, I'm ready to consider that it could have been the magazine which this gun shipped with ACT mags from Italy here. Just one. That could explain the $367 price too. It only had one magazine. But this magazine seems to operate very smoothly. I will try other 1911 magazines in this, but I can consider that it could be the reloads, the magazine, or maybe it won't do that ever again if I go in here and polish some of the working parts in here just to make them a little smoother, right? Not take off material and ruin the gun, but just polish it just a little bit to make it smoother. And I will end up doing that. I know that for sure. As far as smoothness of operation is concerned, the slide moves very well. I don't feel anything catching. No burrs. And the trigger operates very well. The magazine, when you push the magazine release, falls free very nicely, very easily. So everything seems to be operating smoothly. Still, I'm going to go ahead and do the work that I want to do on this just because it's mine. But anyway, folks, this is it. This is the ATI, the American Tactical Imports FX45, the M1911 military style 1911. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I wanted. But thank you for watching. And hey, before I check out here, let me send a shout out to the good folks at Phish Heads in Lake City, Florida. Tom, Jill, and all the people at Phish Heads. Thanks for receiving me. You guys are a fine bunch of people, and if you're ever in Lake City, Florida, stop by and see those people and say hi and tell them To Improper sent you. Fine bunch of people, really accommodating, and I really enjoyed my time there. But folks, thanks for watching. For the rest of you, God bless America and keep on protecting your families and yourselves. Regardless of what this administration is telling you, protecting yourself and your family is a God-given right. And it's always the right thing to do.